taken on a ship, taken as a slave. You said we were the ones who were afraid, but it was you who took us on the good ship, Jesus, which you told me was my Savior. But my Savior is Yahushua HaMashiach, the one who died for me. Didn't want us to find out who we are. Didn't want us to know who we are. You didn't want us to see who we are. That we are the chosen ones. You didn't want us to find out who we are. You didn't want us to know who we are. You didn't want us to see who we are. So you lied to us. Took our name from us, stole our identity, stole our language. You didn't want us to write or read. Now our eyes are wide open and we can see. Shot us, killed us, raped us, robbed us, sold us into slavery, threw us into the Atlantic, left us for dead, drug us behind the horses and flogged us, even raped our men. Breaking sex bombs, lynched us and forced us to breastfeed your babies, not to mention the devil's punch bowl, which you tried to erase from history. Everything we learned, we must unlearn, for the truth will set you free. Come on out of the slave mentality. We are not a religion, but a nation. Royal priesthood, God's special possession that you may declare the praises of Him who brought you out of darkness into His marvelous light. You didn't want us to find out who we are. You didn't want us to know who we are. You didn't want us to see who we are. That we are the chosen ones. You didn't want us to find out who we are. You didn't want us to know who we are. You didn't want us to see who we are. That we are the chosen
Shalom, family. Okay, I think it looked better with the light off. We do a little sound check. Shalom. All right. Now, all throughout, I intend to go over as much as I can all the Bible verses where it said the Israelites are scattered worldwide. You ain't going to find another group of people that's been scattered worldwide. You had the Arab slave trade, and the fact that you call it trade is to objectify us, like an object. And you had the European transatlantic. Notice how did they become transatlantic instead of European? But I just be picking up on stuff just like they be playing on the words. Well, yeah, the truth be told, they was all up in Finland and Denmark. Yeah. That's why they dress in blackface during Christmas time. Santa had slaves, not elves. Shabbat Shalom. Yahuwah's Kingdom, Brenda Hill. Let me see who all's in here. Carol Brooks, Jim, Arlene Foster, Cleophas Brown, MC2 the X Project. Shabbat Shalom, fam. Let's get into it, shall we? Now, let me see here. All these Bible verses where it's talking about DSB, Shalom, Shalom, that the nation of Israel. Anyway, I just updated my darn computer. Now I should have waited what I should have done. All right, let me just go. What is this? Baruch 4 and 6. This was one of the books that they removed out. If you got any question about the Apocrypha, you go to a 1611 Bible, and you're gonna see the books that was in the original Bible. The oldest Bible, 1611. All right. But let me look. Baruch, he was a scribe for Jeremiah. Jeremiah was in prison. He was a scribe, so he wrote for Jeremiah. All right, Baruch chapter 4. This is the book of the commandments of God. I'm going to read it verbatim. And the law that endures forever. His law endures forever. What they teach, the law is done away with. But if you do a quick search, the Messiah said he didn't come to abolish the law. So it still endures forever. People are going to be going to hell because of lawlessness. Disregard for the Most High's law. All right. And all they that keep it shall come to life. Such as leave it shall die. So if you keep the Most High's laws, you're going to live. If you disobey the Most High's laws, you're going down. All right? Turn thee, he's talking to his people. Turn, repent, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light. Remember in the book of Psalms, his law is light. All right. In the presence of the light thereof, and thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. See, anytime people, the real people of the book, say it don't matter who it is, this Baruch chapter 4 verse 3, this for you. Give not thine honor to another. What does that do if you give your honor to another? People are going to be looking at the wrong people. They're going to lose track of time. They're going to be deceived. Nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Look, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. So stop trusting in the governmental system of your enemies. All throughout Scripture, the Bible says we're going to be delivered unto our enemies. So why are you going to your enemies for justice? I'm not saying not to go to them and try to talk. Moses went to Pharaoh and tried to talk, but don't expect no justice. I'm not saying not to go and talk or try to discuss. You understand? Diplomatic conversation. But your sight of justice should come from above, not from down here in the land of your enemies. What have they given us? I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you're in China. I don't care if you're in Cambodia. I don't care if you're in Japan. We scattered everywhere. What have these nations given us to ensure that we can trust them? All right, now. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing to devils and not to God. That's why he sent us into captivity. It's a reoccurring pattern. We get into idolatry, we go into captivity. It's reoccurring. Let me see here. Let me put this up here right quick. And I got to go through all this stuff, man, please. Okay, this will work. Let me share my whole screen. They ain't gave us nothing. Well, trust not thine enemy, for as iron rusteth. Let me find that Bible verse. It's in the Apocrypha. Never trust. It's in the Apocrypha. That's right. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Let me share my screen once again. All right. Right here. Never trust thine enemy. As iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Come on, family. Don't trust them. The Bible said we was going to be given into the hand of our enemies. They are not your allies. They are not your friends. They are not to be trusted. They is not the Almighty. All right. Let me share this right quick. All these captivity, let me share this right quick. Trust none of them devils. I got another video coming up right after this one. Right after this one. Got another video coming up. I just want y'all to see all these. Can y'all see this? Let me see. Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all can see that. I want y'all to see. I got one coming right up. You got this sellout Negro over here. Now, you got this sellout right here. Matter of fact, over here talking about some human rights violation from Burkina Faso's president. Coming right up. You got, hey, coming right up. I ain't gonna do it now though. I'm just telling you, look for it after this. But all right. See, they sent a black face. You sent a white man, it's obvious, ain't it? You sent a black man, it don't matter. Hey, anybody that might know Abraham, tell him don't trust nobody. I don't care if I popped up over there. Don't trust me. Get all them folks out. Don't trust none of them. Don't take a cup of water. Don't take nothing from these devils. Don't trust none of them. I don't care about you not trusting me. Why? Because, hey, if my intentions are good, why am I offended that you don't trust me? If my intentions are good, it don't bother me. Don't trust none of them. You pretty much ain't got to tell black folks not to trust black folks. That's a running joke when I'm out here talking to these brothers. I ain't got to tell you not to trust black people. They start laughing because they already know. But you got to, for some reason, you got to tell black people that not to trust white folks. For some reason. But anyway, now let's get into this. Let me see here. But anyway, now I'm gonna bring some facts. In order to go through all these captivity, you got to number one, you got to be able to reproduce abundantly. Even the Egyptians in the book of Exodus admitted that the Israelites was having more babies than them. Number two, you got to have dominant genes. That pale recessive genes ain't going to survive through all this. It ain't happening. You understand? It's scientific and it's factual and it's actual. All these captivities, the Egyptian captivity, Assyrian captivity, Babylonian captivity, Medes and Persian captivity, the Greek captivity, they took out your Bible. Huh? The Roman captivity. See, your Bible go all the way, and then when they get to Matthew, all of a sudden the Romans in power. You could change this into worldwide. I just use this to give you a visual. You can change this into worldwide captivity, not just America, because a lot more of us went to Brazil. You can change this into worldwide, Africa, everywhere. I'm gonna get into this Islamic slave trade too in this lesson. I'm gonna talk about the Islamic slave trade. So y'all just hold. I ain't gotta talk about the European slave trade, because pretty much everybody pretty much on the up and up on that. But the doggone Arabic slave trade, I'm gonna talk about that too. Right now, in a little bit. All right. Let me get my screen back together. Close some of these tabs. All right, now. Okay. Let's get into some. Let me see here. Get into some Bible verses where we scattered. I'm gonna just. All right. Now, Ecclesiastes 12:3. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yah and keep his commandments. Keep his commandments. And even in the New Testament, his commandments are not grievous. Let me find it for you. In other words, they ain't hard to do. All right, right here. The commandments. For this is do you love the Most High? Don't answer that. Let the Bible tell you. The word of the Most High is sharp and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, dividing asunder the soul and the bone and the marrow. It's telling you what's really in your heart. That's why you don't want to hear certain stuff. It's a spirit. It's a spiritual mirror. All right. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. They're only grievous when you've been taught to hate them, or the law done away with. I'm under grace. Okay, if everybody under grace, then why are we here waiting? Think about it. Why are we waiting? Everybody under grace, right? What's the wait about? The wait is that it's prophecies that ain't been fulfilled because y'all ain't reading the whole. You ain't reading the book. All right, now. Let me read this one here. Hold on. Let me read this one to you. And then I'm going to get back to this worldwide captivity. All right. All right. Let me see here. Did it? Right here. Hebrews 4:12. For the word of Yah is living, quick is living, and powerful, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of the soul and the spirit, and the joints and the marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and the intents of the heart. You don't want to let go some lust, so you don't want to hear no sermons about no lust. You don't want to hear no sermons about being faithful to your spouse. You don't want to hear no sermons about because in your heart you don't want to let that stuff go. That's why you don't want to hear that. Okay, but I mean, I'm just keeping it real. Now let's get on into this. All right, now slavery Bible verses. Transatlantic slave trade explained. All right. And then to be and to bring balance. The slavery in the Bible was more like work. And it was not this chattel slavery. Okay? That's why the Most High is going to punish them double. Okay? If it was the same as in the Bible, why would he punish them double? But anyway, all right. Let me get to the Bible verse. I might come back to this. I don't want to make this video too long, but you can Google this yourself. You can Google this yourself. Let me show you what it looks. Let's do your Google search of Bible verses. Hebrews served their enemies in slavery. All right, now let's get to this scattering. Deuteronomy 28. Moreover, Yahweh will scatter you among all peoples. All peoples. Who on this earth that been scattered to among all people? Who is it? It ain't but one group of people. Number one, you got to have dominant genes. Why? Because they're gonna be raping and going on. Number two, you got to multiply fast. Why? Because the devil is trying to kill you. He's trying to wipe us out. Let me go to this Bible verse right quick. Let me see here. Revelation 12. Let me go to this Bible verse. That Bible verse on that thumbnail. Revelation 12. Let me go to it right quick. All right, now. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. The nation of Israel. 12 tribes. The woman is all right. And she being with child cried, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. And there appeared another one in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head. And his tail drew the third part of the stars from heaven, and did cast them to the earth. Satan convinced a third of the angels to follow him. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered for to devour her child as soon as it's born. Satan ain't got time to be wasting on black folks if we ain't the nation of Israel. It is a bad career move with eternal consequences. He don't have time to be trying to kill us. And if them Israelites in Israel are the people, then how is it they are one of the most protected group on the earth? Why is they the most protected group on the earth, one of the most richest people on the earth, if they the people? Remember, the Messiah said he got control of the wealth. Remember, when after the Messiah had the 40 days and 40 nights fast, Satan tried to get the Messiah to join him and say, all these riches and all these nations I would give you if you would buy that. Satan got control of the money. So how is it them people got all the money? They got all these banks set up and they protect it. They got America in their hip pocket. One of the most protected group of people on the earth. Why Satan ain't going after them? Huh? All right, let me keep going. Soon as the child to be delivered, they ready to eat. The devil trying to kill him. All right? That's another reason as to why the Most High scattered us. See, you ain't going to get us all. Satan ain't omnipresent. Satan can't be everywhere at the same time. But what he going to do is send his minions after us. All right. And she brought forth a man-child, the Messiah, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron, and her child was caught up to God. Remember? Was it in the book of Acts where the Messiah went up on the right side of the throne? Remember that? Book of Acts? Right after the resurrection? All right. And to his throne. And the woman fled into the wilderness. Roman persecution. We still fighting these Romans today. Just because they changed their name don't mean a thing. You got Roman government, House, Senate, All these Western nations got Roman military. They got Roman mottos that the military fly under, like the Marines. Semper Fidelis. Huh? Roman writing on your money. New World Order in Latin on your money. Romans. But nevertheless, well, she had the place prepared of God. Who prepared the place? It wasn't the nations. The land, the enemies didn't prepare the nations. The Most High prepared. Thou prepares the table before me in the presence of my enemies. Them enemies gonna watch us eat. They gonna try to kill you. Yeah. They've been doing that. But they gonna watch us eat. They gonna watch us succeed. They gonna watch their kingdom shrivel up and die. They gonna watch us grow and survive. Yeah. Now, that they should feed her 1,260 days. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angel and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. Eviction notice. All right, let me see here. Let me keep going. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He got the whole world thinking that the richest people on the planet, that got all these central banks and got all this military. They even got the New World Order on pyramid on their Supreme Court. That video I did last week, the Israeli Supreme Court got the New World Order pyramid on top of it. And boy, if that ain't deception. But somehow the Romans ain't anti-Semitic to them. But anyway, they're the same people. He cast out of the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Let me get down to the business. Now, verse 13, and when the dragon saw that he was cast out of the earth, he persecuted the woman, the nation of Israel, which brought forth the man-child. He couldn't get the man-child. Why? Because the man-child is on the right-hand side of the Father's throne, waiting to come down and finish the fight. He's waiting on us to get in line. And when the woman was given, and the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she was nourished for a time and a half time from the face of the serpent. Look, and the serpent cast out of his mouth water as of a flood after the woman, that she might be carried away of the flood. How many of y'all ever heard our elders say, when the enemy come in like a flood? Y'all ever heard our elders say that? Huh? When the devil come in like a flood? Yeah. But look, and the earth helped the woman, not the government, not this country, not that country. The earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was angry with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keeps the commandment of the Most High and to have the testimony of the Messiah. Okay? So, let me keep going. Let's go to these. Let me get to these verses. Y'all see the topic up there. The Most High scattering Israel. All right. Moreover, Yahweh will scatter you among all people from one end of the earth to the other end. Show me in history where the Israelites have been scattered from one end of the earth to the other. In fact, they did the scattering. A lot of them had the ships, right? Huh? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, he probably can't see it. He probably can't. They probably don't even know I'm live. Okay. And there you shall serve other gods, wood and stone. That old wooden cross and that cobblestone. You or your fathers have not known. All right, now. Leviticus 26:33. You, however, I will scatter among the nations and will draw out a sword after you as your land becomes desolate and your city become waste. Look, this is the Most High saying he going to scatter the Israelites among the nation. Look, number 1. Number 2, he going to allow you to be genocided while you're being scattered. You can't do that with just anybody. It's got to be a lot of you. The seed of Abraham, numerous as the stars and the sand. All right, Deuteronomy 4:27. Yahweh will scatter you among the peoples, and you will be left few in numbers among the nations where the Lord drives you. For a while, they said we were what? Said we was a small number. Right? I mean, if you take a great big of people and then you start killing them, think about, let me get into this Islamic slave trade. And then they're not able to reproduce. Yeah. Let's get into it. All right. Do I want to go here yet? Let's go right here. Now, y'all just type this in. How enslaved Africans was castrated by Arab slavers during the Arabian slave trade. This is for you Muslims. Not beating you up, but hey, it's just like Christianity. Both of them went all over the earth trying to forcing people to convert to their religion. Does that make sense? If the Most High want us to go killing folks, forcing them to convert, then what's the point? He said he was creating us, he was going to put his spirit in us. All right? Let's skip down here. I'll try to scroll past that picture. All right. The castration of African slaves became a common practice as early as the 15th century and continued for several centuries. They are still enslaving us today. Now, you Muslims out there, what's up with these white Arabs still enslaving us? What's up with that? Huh? I'm just asking questions. All right. These castrated slaves were highly sought after and considered the most expensive, primarily due to the belief that they would work better and pose no threat to the white. They can't pose no threat to the white because they ain't got nothing to work with. Now I'm all for castrating a doggone pedophile, rapist. If you got evidence, overwhelming evidence, I'm all for that. Let me see here. Let me send this brother this. Oh, you might be watching. Let me send him this link in case he want to join in. Let me send him this link in case he want to join in. He might be busy. Y'all bear with me. Send him this link in case he's watching. Y'all bear with me, family. Okay, let me send this link. All right. All right, family. Now, these castrated slaves were highly sought after and considered the most expensive, primarily due to the belief that they would work better. You ain't gonna work no better. Your hormones is gone. You ain't gonna have the strength that you want. But nevertheless, but they had eunuchs in the Bible, concubines of their owners. The horrific practice was also meant to dehumanize the slave. The same thing as the Europeans were doing. Dehumanization. You ain't a man. You ain't got no rights. Okay? I'm not finna convince a devil of what the Most High blessed me with. I'm not finna sit there and argue with no devil about my right to defend myself. I'm not gonna argue with him. I understand that we are prisoners of war. Some of us gonna get killed, some of us gonna go to prison, and it's gonna be both for some. That's what warfare is. Do we even know what war is? Now, family, yes or no? If I go to a white folks' neighborhood and start poisoning their water supply, is that an act of war? Yes or no in the chat? If I go to white people and just start figuring out ways to sterilize them, is that an act of war? Okay, yes or no? Okay, if I get up over white people and start miseducating them, so they don't profit in life, is that not an act of war? The Bible said when the Messiah returned, then we can cease from learning war. Why would you need to learn war? So you can analyze the ways you are being attacked and increase the probability of survival. That's why you got to know what warfare is. Not that you want to go out here and hurt nobody. You got to see how the enemy is attacking you and come up with countermeasures. That's how that works. These folks are doing all kind of stuff to us. Killing our women. I see y'all. Thank y'all. I see y'all. All kind of stuff. All kind of stuff to us. Okay, I'm going to give you another one. If I sit back and let my people kill white folk and say it's a suicide, don't do no investigation, is that not an act of war? All right, let me keep going. Now, these so-called Islamic, these pale people over here. African units had diverse responsibilities, such as guarding and caring for mosques along with the administrative duties. But they call us lazy. They call us lazy. We lazy. We can't get it together. All right, let me move on. Y'all get up. You type this title in and it's gonna pop up. Let me show you. I know it's a long type, but if you want to learn, you got to do the work. I type that in and I hit the. Let me close this out. All right, now see that? I typed it in and it pulled up. Just type that in, it's gonna pull up. Let me go back. Let me see here. I'm just showing y'all how y'all can find if I got something and y'all don't know where it's at. I'm showing y'all how, like, if I don't go read the whole article and you want to read it, just type that title in and you'll be able to go to it, all right? And then you got racist Islamics, racist Muslims over there keeping Kenyans, keeping black folks hostage, taking their passport. They go over there, they can't leave. Yeah. Let's talk about that Arabic slave trade that went on way before the Europeans got involved. Okay? Y'all research the racism in Muslim communities. I know it ain't all of them, but doggone it, it's not my job to try to figure out which snake is poisonous when all of you got teeth and all of you has historically been biting us. It's not my job to try to figure out which snake ain't gonna bite me. That ain't got nothing to do with that. But y'all understand, I know all of them ain't bad, that's right. But doggone it, how come you don't know which one ain't bad? Why they camouflage? Why they all look the same? There's a reason for that. They harboring hatred. They harboring something, but nevertheless. All right, now see. Okay. Let's go here. Joel chapter 3, I believe. Joel chapter 3. For behold, in those days and at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. Let me go back. This hadn't happened yet. You say, how you know? Because Jerusalem is still trodden down by Gentiles. Do I have to show you again why you got Christian Gentile churches over there? How you got a Muslim mosque in Jerusalem? Why you got LGBT parades going on in Jerusalem if the Israelites are back home? Why you got the Palestinians over there in Jerusalem? All these Gentiles there. That's how you know this Bible verse has not happened yet. Okay, number 2. When did he gather the nation down into the valley of Jehoshaphat? Huh? If it doesn't happened? Then he done gathered the nations together, right? You can't tell me the nations been gathered together because it ain't happened yet. All right, let's get it. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. That's why Jerusalem is trodden down. They scattered us and they done took over the land. That's what colonizers do, ain't it? And they have cast lots for my people. They have given a boy for a harlot and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. All right. Let me and look at here. Let me keep going. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye repay me a recompense? If you recompense me swiftly and speedily, I will return it upon your own head. You ain't getting out of it. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant thing. Now, what happened? Anybody, y'all, hey, what happened to Nebuchadnezzar's son when he took the Most High gold and silver and started worshiping other gods with it? Y'all remember Nebuchadnezzar's son? What happened to Nebuchadnezzar's son when he took the Most High's treasure and started worshiping others and giving acknowledgement to everybody but the Most High? What happened? See if anybody know. I ain't trying to beat you up. I just, hey, let me see. Oh no, you ain't in there. Okay. I'll just check and make sure you wasn't in there. All right. What happened? Y'all remember? I'm going to wait a few seconds. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold to the Grecians. They call this a Greco-Roman system. Our brothers and sisters, boy, will beat you up talking about the Greek fraternities. Hey, what do they esteem in the Bible? You got to go to it in the Greek. That ain't necessarily bad. But when you start leaving our stuff and try to manipulate it like everybody is white, then I got a problem. There was Belshazzar, the writing on the wall. The writing on the wall. See, yeah, King Cyrus came and invaded Babylon that night because Nebuchadnezzar's son was praising other gods. And he saw the writing on the wall and his knees started knocking together. That's what happened. He took the Most High stuff in the book of Daniel. I probably didn't give a good, if I had said in the book of Daniel, y'all probably would have picked up. That's okay. I ain't calling, hey, well, that's all right. Let me see here. Let me see here. Yeah. Belshazzar. Notice he got Baal. Nebuchadnezzar worshiped Baal. Let me see. Daniel chapter 5. Daniel chapter 5. Yeah, you can go to Daniel chapter 5 and find it. Yeah. All right. Now, this is the part I love right here. Verse 7. Let me get to verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem you have sold to the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. We way over here in the west. Huh? We so far in the west that if you keep going west, you're going to be back in the east via Russia. You understand? We so far in the west, if that ain't far from the border. Now, this is my favorite part. Fear not, family. Behold, I will raise them out of the place where you have sold them. The Most High gonna raise us up. He gonna do it. We ain't gotta go to them. Hey, y'all got to give us some of these jobs. Now, if you gotta go do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? If you can do what you gotta do, we in this system. I'm not saying go get a job, but expect the Most High to raise us up. He promised us. He said he's going to raise us up where we were sold. That's why they can't stop us, especially if you're living right. There ain't no stopping. And will return your recompense. In other words, what you was doing, you getting it back. Look here. Look here. Look here. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah. And they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people afar off, for the Lord has spoken. I really, I can see that happening because I don't want no slaves, to be honest with you. Now, the Most High tell me to put them to work, I'm going to put them to work. But my mindset right now, I don't, because of what I've been through and I see how, I don't, but he said Judah going to give them on to somebody else. Look, he going to give them to the head of Judah and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off. That's my opinion. I just ain't really researched into it. But yeah. All right. Proclaim this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Y'all like killing? Y'all like taking by force? Prepare war. Y'all, how y'all liking that China stuff going on right now? I'm talking you warlike tribes. They're always stealing, killing, and destroying. How y'all like how Russia and China looking right now? Y'all feeling comfortable? Huh? How y'all resources working out for you? Sound like a recompense coming. Like y'all been starving us of resources? Yeah, how y'all resources looking these days? Sound like a recompense. Sound like repayment right here. Sound like repayment is coming. But anyway, all right. Wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near and let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords. All you farmers out there, get your farming equipment and start making weapons. y'all on deck. Hey, you can't farm no way, so get your farm equipment and start making weapons. And your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. But anyway, I'm poking fun at our enemies. I'm poking fun. But anyway, all right, now, let me see here. Which way I want to go? Okay, I see. There's just some more Islamic slave trade. No, wait a minute. There's just some more Islamic slave trade. This stuff is still going on, family. When Obama killed Gaddafi, the slaves, it ramped up again. I saw videos of them Arabs beating black folks and killing them. I saw the video. Right after Obama killed Gaddafi. Notice they'll send a black face. Judas, black face. Judas among the disciples. That's right. And power too. Despite having officially outlawed slavery, Arab states in the Gulf region have downplayed the legacy of repression and racism faced by minorities. Let's get that out of there. Just put black folk in there, Israelites. But some countries are taking the first steps to address the past. But anyway, look here. This is what I want y'all to see. Modern slavery is still widespread in the Arab states of the Gulf region. Truth be told, modern slavery is still widespread in the United States of America, called the prison system. Yeah. Nonviolent offenses get you 10, 20 years working behind multi-billion-dollar corporations for slave wages. The same thing. Okay? But I just wanted y'all to see that. Just type that in, and you can pull that up. Let me move on. And I tried to do a research on how many people that died. I couldn't get an accurate number, but it was at least millions. If you count the castration, well, they couldn't have children. That's why you don't see no black Arabs over there, because the castration. These people started turning white when the Greek captivity took over. When the world dominance fell into the hands of the Greeks and the Romans, the population over there started becoming intermingled and whiten up. Okay? That explains that's how they took over Egypt. Okay? Yeah. All right. Let me see what I got. I think I can pretty much end this. But yeah. Yeah, I think I can end it. All right, family. Let me close this out. All right, family. Shalom. Google, hold on. Modern slavery. Okay. I got you. I got you. I got you. I just saw your comment. Let me see what it got. You must have saw them videos. You must have saw them videos too, Eliyahu. You must have saw them videos too. I mean, man, I ain't never seen nothing like it. Oh, okay. Right here. Look, look, look.
Thank you very much for joining me today. I want to update you on something that's been going on since 2011 in Libya. As you probably know, there was a revolt against Gaddafi. Killed him, got rid of him. What has happened since then is unbelievable. What's happening now in Libya is not being reported in the Western media. If you go on the internet and you do a search for the word slave trade in Libya, you will find out that what I'm saying is absolutely true. Now,
You see them Negroes? I know it's a cute AI generated image, but it's enough Negroes off code. It's enough self-hating Negro to believe the credible threat. It's enough. Just look at IUIC and what they did in Kenya. You got Kenya over there. First, the United States was gonna go to Haiti, right? But it was that didn't work right. It didn't go like they thought. So what they do? They went and got the Kenyans to send them to Haiti.
is absolutely true. Now, if you talk to somebody from the UN or the US State Department, they will tell you there is no slave trade going on in Libya. They will deny it. Well, here's the thing. When Gaddafi was killed, there were no slaves in Libya. But guess what? Since then, there's been a massive slave trade built up again in that country. Now we have people from sub-Saharan Africa who are being sold as slaves in Libya. Many of them end up in the Mediterranean and they drown trying to get into Europe. Here's one article that I found on the internet. It says, Libya's slave auctions illegal but open. It says, slavery was officially abolished in Libya 60 years ago. But it continues to this day with slaves working in homes and on farms across the country. In recent years, Libya has become a hub for human traffickers who smuggle migrants from sub-Saharan Africa into the country before selling them on to families who want domestic help or to work on their farms. The practice is illegal, but is openly advertised on social media. Many of those trafficked are young men who are forced to work as construction workers or in factories under threat of having their visas revoked if they try to escape. Women and children are often sold as domestic slaves. And when I did my research for this, I went on Facebook and I looked it up. I looked up the word slavery and slave in Libya. And so here's another article I found. It says, Libya continues to be a transit country for migrants and refugees. According to the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR, thousands of migrants stranded in Libya since 2014 have been effectively trapped there by smugglers, who charge them exorbitant fees to be relocated. Smugglers have reportedly resorted to selling migrants as slaves to recoup their investment. Reports indicate that some migrants have been held in servitude for several months. Well, where...
I don't know why they showing all these white people as slaves. It probably some over there. It probably a few, but doggone it. Yeah. It probably a few over there. But them folks got an anti-black culture.
these people coming from?
I didn't see white folks getting beat on them videos. I'm talking about some of them, they was killing some of them. I didn't see not one white. I saw white Arabs beating and killing black folks. I'm talking about it was a room full of them. They had Negroes piled up.
coming from Mali, Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, Senegal, the Gambia, Sudan, Eritrea, and Ethiopia. So it's unbelievable. And then here's another report that came out in 2019. It says, Libya slave auctions, illegal but open. Despite official denials, adverts openly circulate on social media offering slaves for sale. This report also said this.
Where is the black Muslims calling this mess out? You know, I'm not a Christian, and we get all on them all the time. Even when I was a so-called Christian, that white supremacy got called out. I didn't care how you looked at me at work. You got a problem with black folk? That's my age. Then you ain't living in the Bible. That's how you got a problem. Why you got a problem with black folks? We ain't stole from you. We didn't steal your land. We didn't take your wives and your children and scatter them all over the place. Why you got a problem with us? I was like that even when I was so-called Christian. Yeah, I called the racism out. I want to know what's up with these black Muslims. Not, hey, what's going on? I'm just asking questions.
Same thing that I just told you. I've been watching videos online of these slave auctions going on in Libya.
Okay, y'all got enough evidence. I'm finna get on this next live right quick. Let's see what time it is. 5. Get on this next video. Probably about, I don't know. I'm gonna get right on it though. Maybe 5:30 be pushing it. I got the stuff together. I'm gonna try to do it. Yeah, they don't talk about it. You mess around and try to go on vacation in these countries and mess around and don't know the laws and get sent to prison and see what happened. Let me see, can I find, hold on. I forgot which one. Let me see. Trying to find some of these African women that had it's evidence out there. It's out there. Look at here. Black women are suffering from silence in Africa. Hey, Arab abuse. You going over there, you think you going over there to go to work. When you get there, they taking your ID. You can't leave. Now you're stuck over there. See? Just stay at home. Stay at home. The white man ice, it's colder. The white man ice is cold. He got ice in his veins. I'm talking about the wicked ones. Their ice is so cold, they got ice running through their veins. Their heart is pumping ice. That's why they can't feel nothing for you. All right? Shalom. Shalom.
About your goodness, Yeshua, and what you've done for me. Oh, I don't deserve anything you've done for me, and I don't deserve that you laid your life for me. Over and over, I let you down. Over and over, you stayed around. Unconditionally, you keep on loving me, loving me. That's why you are so holy. That's why you are holy. That's heaven, ain't going to heaven, ain't going to heaven. You better watch your mouth when you're talking about who it is you reppin'. There are crazy people who seduce you for your soul. Everything that glitters don't always turn to gold. Whoa. Sometimes it's hard to believe when you're going through it. Trying to give my very best, so I'm trying to keep the faith.